It's hammer time, everybody, and welcome to the Jersey Shore Podcast. Today, we've got a packed show from breaking news to topics that will keep you informed. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer talked about, then share the Jersey Shore Podcast to others. Damon also looks forward to your comments during this episode. Tonight's Jersey Shore Podcast starts now.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Jersey Shore Podcast. That's S-U-R-E, because we are always sure. I'm your host, Damon Galdo. This is brought to you by the Great America's Pulse Network. So we're talking about the future of New Jersey tonight, and not the future of political insiders want for us, not the future that's decided in back rooms by consultants, lobbyists, and special interests. The future that gets decided by the people who wake up every morning, raise their families, pay their taxes, and wonder why life keeps getting harder in the state they love. And that is New Jersey, by the way. This is for the Jersey Shore. So for years, New Jersey voters have been told that nothing can change. I've been told that. I mean, a lot of people have. I mean, we got walloped in November. It was bad, but we weren't the only state that had that happen. But there's still a future. So we've been told that certain politicians are unbeatable. We've been told certain counties belong to one party. We've been told that if you don't have the right connections, the right last name, the right amount of money, you don't get a seat at the table. So, well, the people in New Jersey, I would say they're starting to push back, against that idea, because it's a bad idea. Across the state, voters are demanding accountability. They're basically demanding affordability. They're demanding safer communities, better schools, lower taxes, and the government that works for them instead of working against them. So tonight we're joined by a great group of candidates who have stepped forward to serve, and these are good candidates. And I want to tell everybody it is not an easy thing to do to step up and run for any office. So we're going to hear from the Gloucester County Commissioner candidates, Katherine, Falcone, Martino, Cartier, and Barbara McCormick. She's at a Phillies game, so she's going to call in shortly. So I'll have her on speakerphone, so she'll be able to talk for a little bit. And I love my Phillies. I'm originally from Philadelphia. But they're going to talk about, their vision for the county and why local government matters more than most people realize. And we'll also be joined by Republican U.S. Senate nominee Justin Murphy, my good friend, and I'll show you something that I have after that for him. A little bit of a joke, but now Justin has become known for a lot of things during his campaign. Some people talk about his message, some people talk about his service, and let's be honest, some people will spend more time talking about his hair than his policies. But underneath all the jokes and the headlines is someone willing to step up the arena and fight for New Jersey. And whether you agree with him or not, that deserves respect. We'll talk about the Senate campaign, the state of New Jersey politics, and whether Republicans can build the kind of coalition necessary to compete statewide. And that's what we're doing here tonight. And so I'm going to go into it right now. I'm going to start bringing in our guests. I don't know if Justin Murphy is on yet. I know he was trying to sign on. So, but let's start it. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to do the breaking news first. Let's do the breaking news. Let's put that up there. Boom. Who's that guy? Looks a little younger, a little greasy and sweaty. I don't know what they picked that picture, but thank you, NJGOP, for putting it out there for me. I really appreciate it. But yes, that's it. Breaking news. I'm running for Congress. Damon Galdo, votedamongaldo.com. And all the other candidates will be on here as well talking about it. And then we also have the breaking news, Trump meeting with G7. Yes, there it goes. Hopefully sign a deal with Iran, end this war, and hopefully it's everything that we want to happen. I think this war was necessary, but it needs to end now. It'll kill the midterm for everybody. But I think we really accomplished a lot with this. So we'll see what happens. And again, next week we'll talk about it. And next week we're going to have a virtual fundraiser as well. So let's start bringing on the candidates. Here we go. We have Katherine Falcone. Katherine, introduce yourself. I'll let you do it.
Thanks for having me on, Damon. So I'm Katherine Falcone. I'm running for Gloucester County Commissioner, and I am a former council person in Monroe Township, where I served as councilwoman at large from 2019 through 2022. So we have a large population right now of over 40,000 people, and our budget is, I would imagine this year it's about 42 million. It was about 38 million when I left. So I'm used to high numbers. It's the second largest municipality in Gloucester County. So I have the experience. While I was on council, we fought against the one-party regime that controlled our town. So that's what we're up against right now. And as I see people through Gloucester County, they're saying they're fed up. Well, I'm running because I'm fed up too, because I live here. I live here in Gloucester County, in Monroe Township. My family lives here, but I'm fed up, but I'm not giving up. So I'm one of those ones that stepped up to run, and I want to accomplish what I continue to do in Monroe Township. I kept the budget at zero and the services at a high level. Don't know if I can keep it at zero, but I do want to stabilize the budget. I want to get in there because right now it's unaffordable to live in Gloucester County and all of New Jersey. So
you are correct in that. So let's bring on the next candidate that is running. Martino Cartier. Oh man, he was on before. I think it was, I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks ago, something like that. You were on. We had a great show. So welcome aboard and introduce yourself. You're muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Thanks. Sorry about that. I told you I can't even turn a computer on. But no, like Katherine said, I'm with her. I live here too. And I think that's been the big message. Everyone's like, why are you doing this? Like, how do you have time? I'm like, I don't want to do it. I have to do it because, I've been a victim of this system here in Gloucester County. And, fortunately, I've been able to fight and we're winning. But in the process, I've met people that, weren't able to fight and just, had to deal with, the short end of the stick. And it's just not fair. And Gloucester County is so corrupt. And, again, to her point, I've been saying lately that Gloucester County is like a little Iran. It's ran by the same regime, decade after decade. They think they're unstoppable. And to back that claim up, that's why they raised taxes in the county a couple months ago. And then right after that said, by the way, we're going to reassess your house every year. It's just crazy. And there's just no common sense in the county. There's no accountability. And the affordability, they don't care about. And, look, Republicans need to step up. And when Republicans step up, we win. And by us winning, we don't just help Republicans, we're helping humans that live in Gloucester County, whether you're a Democrat or you're unaffiliated independent. Our plan helps everybody.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Anyone that steps up, it's a big thing. It really is. So we're going to get into this, but I got a couple more people to introduce here. And I'm sure our man behind the curtain, the other Damon, he'll shoot you a text. There's a way to flip your camera around so the words on your shirt aren't spelled backwards. So I'm not a technical guy. You're not either. He's the man.
I know how to run a business. I know how to get things done. I know how to unite people together. But asking me to flip my camera, yeah, good luck.
Yeah. All right, let's bring in the next candidate. Justin Murphy, the man, the myth, the legend, the mullet. I don't know if you missed my.
You need a haircut.
Yeah.
How's Damon Galdo?
Wow, doing well.
Congressional District #1 candidate.
Yeah, well, listen, I got this for you. You know, I think I might have showed you this.
Nice. Oh, I like that. Now that's
my
a
wife,
mullet.
my wife ordered it.
Yeah.
But everyone, I made a joke in the monologue that everyone talks about your hair more than your policies now because you have a luscious head of hair. I'm losing mine. You know, it's going bald, and everyone says, "Well, Justin Murphy has better hair than you do." I'm like, "All right, thanks, appreciate that."
No, it might be time. I have to make my mind up. I'm either going to let it grow or get it cut again. So I don't know. We'll see.
So, but Justin, thank you very much for coming on. Justin Murphy running for U.S. Senate against Cory Booker. So, Justin, we're going to get into this. We got a couple more people to come on. We have Blake Shevashevsky. I think I'm the only one that can say your name right. Don't ask me to spell it. You know, you could see it there, but I always said, make the joke. If someone had a gun to my mother's head and said, spell his last name right now, I'd be like, Mom, I'm sorry. I can't do it. See you later. See you in the afternoon. You're muted too, Blake. I think you have to unmute yourself, Blake. You're muted.
Yeah. Excuse me, my bad. I was gonna say, speaking of mothers, I went to your event not too long ago, and I kept saying your name as Damon Galdo, and she had very much corrected me and said, "No, it is Galdo. If you say Galdo one more time, you know, I'm gonna bring the hurting on you." I'm like, "Okay, Galdo, got you." So. But yes, my name is Blake Shevashevsky. I'm running locally in my town of Belmar for Belmar Council. We're running a mayor ticket this year. I'm running with my fellow council candidate Bonnie McGuckin, and then the gentleman that's running for mayor this year, his name is George Kaufman. So for those of you who might not be from New Jersey or are not from the Camden County, Gloucester County area-ish and don't know where Belmar is, it is the same town I always tell people where the two gym owners told Governor Murphy, no, we're not shutting down our business during COVID. So that's kind of like our claim to fame at this point.
So, all right, I'm sorry I'm on the phone because Barbara McCormick, she's actually at the Phillies game right now, like I said before. So I'm going to put her on speaker so she can introduce herself. She's also running for commissioner of Gloucester County. So, Barbara, you are live and you're on the air. So.
Hi, can you guys hear me right now?
Yes, we can hear you.
To the home run there, so it got a little loud. So good night to you, Bob.
Yeah, this one's for New Jersey, for every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo, and I'm just getting started. Job site dust to the streets of the shore. Steel-toed boots, yeah, I know what I'm working for. Middle class hurting, every bill going up. While suits in D.C. say, man, just trust us. I'm a builder by trade, put my sweat in the ground. Now I'm building up hope for my hometown. Jersey's my home, blue-collar soul. I don't make excuses, I get it done, that's all I know. I felt the pressure, I've lived that grind, trying to give your kids a better life. I won't forget where I came from, man, cause I'm built by work, built by hand.
All right, guys, we're back on. I don't know what happened there.
Looks like I'm the only one on here.
I'm still here. I don't know where you want me to pick off on, or what can I do?
I don't know. Everything is messed up. It says crime and punishment for a segment. I don't know what that means. But our great producer, I know he's trying hard right now to fix it. But we use Restream, and Restream is basically it goes at over 15 accounts that we have. And
Okay, I got you.
so if somebody's Wi-Fi is messed up or anything like that, sometimes he's kicked off. I've never seen this before, but
Is my shirt fixed?
yes, it is. You're flipped around, Martino. Yes. So, Barbara, go ahead if you want to finish up, so you can get back to the Phillies
So I
game.
don't know where I dropped off, but it's we gotta our taxpayer money. We gotta be more responsible and transparent. It's just not right. And like I said, my husband's retired law enforcement and military. So, public safety and Veterans Affairs are near and dear to my heart. Veterans Affairs should be overseen by a veteran. And with Nick DeSilvio is a veteran, he gets no support. And, we got to, the Republicans, we've got to do this. We've got to win, and we've got to be the majority. And that's my 2 cents.
All right, Barbara. Well, thank you for calling in. We put this together really quick with everybody, so I appreciate it very much. I know you're at the Phillies game, so go enjoy the Phillies game, and we're going to promote our virtual fundraiser that we want to have next week, next Monday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll put it out there. Thank you, Barbara. Have a great one.
But I bought some seats with the Camden County GOP, so that's why we're here tonight.
Oh, come on. Well, what's my name? Skip? You left me out.
Absolutely.
So,
All right, you guys.
All right.
Take care.
all right, Barbara.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, so it's Barbara McCormick. All right, so guys, listen. Here's the deal. Anyone that's watching right now, and I see Damon looks good when he's cleaned up. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's been a rough month. But anyone can go in the chat box, like and subscribe to the podcast, America's Pulse Network as well. If anyone wants to ask a question, any candidate here, you can. It doesn't matter if you're on Rumble, Facebook, X, True Social. It doesn't matter what social media platform you're on. YouTube, you can ask a question, and we'll see it, and my producer will bring it up. And so I'll start, ladies first. I'll go with you, Katherine. So what got you in politics? Can you hear me, Katherine? You're muted too, or something. I can't hear you, Katherine. But there you go. There it goes.
You can't.
Oh.
Are we good?
Yeah, just freezing up a little bit. I don't know what's going on with the internet today. It's messing up.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm
We're gonna
on that
put call on
Ethernet
the
thing you
restream.
told me to get. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm a business owner for 33 years. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Anybody hear me? Okay, good. So I'm a business owner for over 33
Yeah, it's
years.
going in and out. But
So you heard that part. I started the Williamstown Chamber of Commerce. There was a Washington Township Chamber of Commerce, but nothing for the Williamstown businesses. So while I was putting that all together, it kind of flowed right into getting certain things done and working with the government as far as cutting the ribbons with the Chamber of Commerce and the support and the economic development of the town. So it just kind of flowed into that, and I wanted to do more bigger and better things. So I just put it out there in the universe of Monroe Township. I want to be mayor with no experience, but a lifelong business person is who you need to be in politics, just like Donald Trump or anybody that knows how to do a profit and loss, run a budget, create jobs, work with money. So I ran as a council person at large, the next best thing. So that's what got me into politics, was just getting involved and making my own town better, and a support system for businesses and economic development. And I'm always trying to fix things. And when I would leave my house with my kids behind, I would say, I'm going to save the world. No lie. Because they'd say, where are you going? I'm saying, I'm off. So, out to save the world. So that's what I did. So I'm councilwoman at large, and I did a lot of economic development in this town, a lot of budget preparations, and now I'm ready to do it for the county. So I'm gung ho. Like I said, I'm not giving up.
Right, awesome. That's amazing. It's great when people step up like this. So I'm going to go. Well, I'll go to you next, Martino, because you're running. You guys are on the same slate pretty much. Commissioner with Barbara and Catherine. So, what got you into politics? What lights your fire?
What lights my fires when there's a need. When there's a need, and you know that you can be part of the solution. That's what lights my fire. And New Jersey is in major trouble. I mean, just major trouble. And, tomorrow I'm going to speak at a school in Vineland. It's my second year. It's an elementary school. And there's 500 kids at one time, and they're from kindergarten to sixth grade. So you can imagine what that energy's like with 500 kids. And, I went there because there was a need. And it made a difference. And they asked me to go back. When I started Wigs and Wishes, there was a need. That need is growing. But that need back then was to change the lives of 25,000 women battling cancer. Today, now this same need is helping many schools with kids with special needs. And the list goes on and on. So to answer your question, my whole life, you can ask my mother, I have always stepped up when there's a need. This need is also a thorn in my saddle, right? This need, I live in this corrupt county. I live in this corrupt state, and I may not have the best hair because Justin's here, but, all kidding aside, to Catherine's point, you need a business person. And, I graduated from GCIT in 1994, and, I built a salon that's globally recognized, for sure, top 8 in the country year after year. Which is not a pay for play. So I bring that up because when you know how to run a business, you know how to run a nonprofit, you know how to make a difference, you know how to fill a need. That's what it takes. And that's what we're missing, because the needs that we have in Gloucester County are not being addressed. And they're only getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I mean, the joke was the other day, we live in a county that pays 130 to 40 grand for a warden, and we don't even have a jail, and that's just, it's a joke, but it's a painful joke because it's our tax dollars paying it, but that list goes on and on. We have an administrator making more than JD Vance. Here you have a vice president flying around the world, dealing with like Iran and like major situations. And our administrator for Gloucester County makes more than him. Who pays that bill? He makes more than our painful governor of New Jersey. Not that she does anything worth writing home about, but she's still a governor. So if you just use the word governor, it's a lot bigger than a county administrator. And all these things that we're talking about is why Gloucester County is the 24th highest taxed county out of 3,100 across this great nation. So I think voters and residents need to be made aware. They don't know. And this is how I know they don't know. Anywhere between 900 and 1,200 people come through these doors in this building every week. And I can't tell you how many times I'm asked, what does a commissioner do? So if they don't know what a commissioner does when they vote, they don't know. So they just vote. So I think Catherine and Barb and myself are doing a really good job educating people to know what a commissioner does. And that's the budget. Commissioners take 2 weeks in February and map out the budget, which is your tax dollars. And on day one, we save the county a lot of money, and it'll just keep growing and growing. And we stabilize the budget. We're all in accord with that.
Yeah, and that's awesome. You guys win, knock Sweeney out too, and he makes, like you said, more than JD Vance, who represents 340 million people, and Sweeney represents like just over 300,000 people. So it doesn't make sense to me at all. So before we go to man of the hour, I want to go to Blake. Blake.
Hello there, Damon. Thank you for having me on.
So what got you into politics? And I know you got a lot of people with you up in Belmar that are running as well. If you want to talk about them.
Absolutely. So I got involved in this back in 2021. As I stated before, one of the things that my town is famous for, if people aren't living in New Jersey or not, at least near Camden County, is when the 2 gym owners here basically told Phil Murphy they're not shutting their gym down during COVID. It got national news. The one Jim owner, Ian Smith, was on Fox News, on the Tucker Carlson network. And that's really what blew my town up. Well, at the time, and for the longest time, we had an independent party here in Belmar. And they would constantly run against the Democrats. And they'd get very close, but they would never get over that hump, basically. They would never secure a seat. So I had always wondered, we have a great independent party. Why don't we have a Republican party here? And I had one day at the gym when she was running for Congress, Claire Gustafson. Actually, first off, I saw Rick Mehta there because Rick Mehta made the gym a political headquarters. And I asked Rick, I said, Rick, how do I get involved in this crazy world? And he's like, let me introduce you to Claire Gustafson, who's running for Congress. And then she invited me down to Alligators in Berlin for at the time, it was a Camden County happy hour. And that's really how that all began. And just over the last 5 years now that I've been involved in this, I've been running local candidates. I've ran for council and school board before here in my town, just trying to connect with people and try to get everybody on the same page. Because in my town, much like the entirety of Gloucester County, they're tired of the Democratic rule here. They're tired of the corruption. They're tired of everything becoming more and more expensive, and they're tired of the backroom dealings. And somebody has to do something about it. And I was the guy that was like, well, why not me?
Hey, somebody needs to do it. Somebody needs to step up.
Yeah.
So, Justin, I'm going to go to you next. But first, I'm going to say, obviously, my name is Damon Galdo. I'm running for Congress, as you can see. And I've been working with Justin a lot. Justin is a great candidate. All these candidates are amazing that are running. But Justin has an uphill battle more than I do. I'm running up against a juggernaut, Norcross. But he's running up against Cory Booker, big, crazy eyes when he gets all mad, but he's got a lot of money. And Justin, it was, I know it was a joke, he won with, great hair, a flip phone and $15,000, but that's literally how you won. But you put the work in. I mean, you were everywhere. And now there's a lot more work to be done. So how are you going to beat Cory Booker?
Well, hello, everyone, and I'm glad we're all together. I'm honored to be on the ticket with everyone here. We will get a good run this November. Damon, you're right. We're outnumbered. We'll be outspent, but we will not be outworked. So how do you win? Well, I was on with Joey Block earlier tonight. Joey Block and I had a nice interview, and he asked the same question for Fox Sports up in central New Jersey. And I said, number one, it starts with your message and your platform and your vision. And because we can't win in this state. As Republicans, we have to run a campaign very different than what Democrats have to do. Cory Booker and the Democrats nationwide for these midterms will have one message for the American people, and is, I hate Donald Trump. That is what they will run on, because that is all their base will permit them to run on. And they feel that worked with the governor's race in our state and Commonwealth of Virginia, and the special election race up in North Jersey. Unfortunately, we didn't win that. But they will run on a platform of we hate Donald Trump. Now, we run on a platform of offering a vision that our American family can work together, believe in, and build together. And that is being the party of parents and medical freedom, being the party of a secure border, being the best friend the small business owner has, first and foremost, in my pledge to remove that 70,000-page Internal Revenue Code off of the back of our tax-paying community, being the party for increased energy production that's gainfully employing our middle class, that's developing our country's resources, making us economically independent and energy dominant. It's the party that is in touch and is on the right side of these issues. The party that supports law enforcement and rule of law. And we have the opportunity to present this vision to the country as a party and at different levels of government. So it's a nice opportunity. And as long as we do that, we will do what we usually fail to do, unfortunately. That is inspire people to vote for us. We have to have a vision that people believe in, that they want to build it. If we can't do better than I hate Donald Trump, then we deserve to lose. We're outnumbered. We'll be outspent. We know that. But you start with the base, with your message. And then it's about when you get that excitement and that passion, that's where you get the ground game to swell. And that's where you get the neighborhood walkers, the door knockers, and people who might not think about voting in a midterm would start to consider it. because we also know that the turnout will be very low this midterm. Like all midterms, about a third of the voter will come out, maybe a little bit more. So there's an opportunity here to reach into that unaffiliated, undeclared voting block in New Jersey, which is ranging anywhere from 2.3 to 2.5 million. We have the most registered Republicans now in the history of our country, about 1.6 million. And I'm doing things. I'm getting some things put in place, infrastructure-wise, where we're going to hope to have the White House step into this race pretty enthusiastically for us. So a lot of good is going on, but we need to, of course, message right, win the battle of communication. We know all these things because the end of the day, folks, come Labor Day, come October 1st, the last 5-6 week sprint of this race, it's not going to be about ideas or platforms, because that will already have been made. That will already have been presented to the voter. What this race will be about in the last month of the election is electioneering. Who can get their people out? How many doors are we knocking down? How we open video? What's our social media platforms look like? I mean, I have a couple things I'll be speaking with you about off the air here when we get a little bit closer, very soon, actually. But that's really going to be it. It's going to get down to making a clear distinction between ourselves and Democrats, not just me and my opponent, but all of us and the Democrat Party, because running on what the Democrat Party has become, an off the rail train wreck, is very beneficial to us, and it gives us that distinction. It takes away that reason from the voter who does not want to vote, that says, well, there's no difference between the parties, light years of difference between us. So the last month is really going to be the determining factor, and it will be just a battle of electioneering, base versus base, and who can get out and vote.
So, all right. Well, listen, I want to thank Elena Barbera. She just joined, and she said, what's up, New Jersey? And then Nick DeSilvio, sitting Gloucester County Commissioner, just said, hey, everyone, looking good. You don't look as good as you, Nick, but
we love the base mother. We love Elena. We love Nick.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but hey, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come right back, and I'll have a few more questions, and then we'll just talk about all what's going on here in New Jersey. So let's take a quick break now.
Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started.
So, everyone, welcome back to the Jersey Shore podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Anyone that wants to make a comment, like I said before we get cut off from Restream, and we'll have an issue with them later. But you can like and subscribe. You can ask some questions. Doesn't matter what social media platform that you're on. So please ask any candidate a question here. That's what it's all about. And we're also again, I'm going to say we're going to promote an online virtual fundraiser next Monday. So anyone that's watching right now will be doing that next week. So I just want to ask, I'm going to go back to the candidates for commissioner. I'll go to you, Katherine. So what do you think is going to happen with Gloucester County? How do we, with overdevelopment? Because they're developing a lot of homes, and which is a good thing, but when you get overdevelopment and you get HUD loans and everything else, and then now the data centers as well. I know we don't really want to touch on that. I think we need data centers as well, but not in the areas they want to put them. But I'm just talking about housing. Don't even touch that data centers. It doesn't matter. Are you?
That's a local official question.
Yeah, there you go. I can hear you.
Damon.
There you go. Yes, I can hear you.
Damon.
Yes. Oh, I guess having sound issues over there.
Yeah, I can't hear everybody's. It's all garbled. There's a lag in the voice.
Yeah,
but I can talk about data centers.
Yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, I think that we do need them, but we have to beat China and all that. But they should be put them in like where you live. That's a bad place to put it. You're taking well water and all that stuff. I know. I talked to. I shouldn't have even brought it up, but still, I know it's a touchy subject.
Damon, if I could chime in, because Catherine and I talked about this, people were reaching out on our Facebook and saying, where do you stand with data centers? And our response is, we don't have a say over it. Can we be a voice and tell, the municipalities how you feel? Of course we can, but we can't tell Monroe what they can or can't do when it comes to a data center. That is based on municipality solely. It has nothing to do with us.
That's right. That's exactly. That's the answer I was looking for. You're absolutely right with that. Because you guys can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. Blake can't do anything about it. Justin can't do anything about it. It is basically just on, say, like John Valentine running for mayor. He's a councilman there. That is something, his issue. That's the answer I was looking for. So
yeah, we can voice the concerns to the towns, but we can't tell them what they can or can't do. Just can't.
So yeah. So Catherine, I shared a text. I know there's a lag. I don't know what's going on with your connection, but we can hear you sometimes when you come in and out. So if you want to talk right now, I'll see if I can hear you. Is there a lag?
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. All right. So then
Here.
So Justin, what do you think about, not just Gloucester County, but Camden County? You're going to represent every single county in the state. I mean, do you think to grow with overdevelopment? Do you think that'll be a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm sorry, Damon, you clipped out. Say that again, please.
No, overdevelopment in New Jersey. Do you think
Overdevelopment, yeah. No, I mean, look, it's an issue. I mean, if you look broadly at what's been happening for decades between Baltimore and Boston, it's been nothing but growth. We lose areas of open space, but it is an issue as is affordability. But as Martino is right, a lot of these are local decisions, local, county and local, but sometimes the state has a lot to say with what can or what cannot go in. But you have to look at these data centers. Now, if I've done some EB5 business development work with regional centers and on the finance and land use side of building and development and energy projects, and I was when I did some consulting work for the state of Delaware for energy policy regulation. I would say with data centers, let's do a couple things. Number one, let's try to limit where they can go. We don't want to knock over open space and forest and farms for these things. That's not a good trade-off to me. Quality of life is a big deal. Aesthetics is another big deal. You can throw a little ecosystem out of whack if you take up too large of a space and really affect the electric infrastructure grid and those type of things. But we have plenty of brownfields in America that need redevelopment rather than looking like dilapidated brownfields. I know it's in some European countries, they're building data centers underground, so you don't have to look at them. We have plenty of dilapidated brownfields along river and waterfront, but you need water for these things as you do a nuclear power plant. You can't build a nuclear power plant in the middle of the state. You have to build it by a water source. So that's another constraint that should be, it's already imposed on data center construction. But I think there's many things that can be done to make the issues of water and energy use and aesthetics can really mitigate them. And we can really mitigate them. We do need them. I mean, I don't like them. Look, me with a 4G flip phone. I'm not into the information age. It hasn't really been me, but they are needed, and we don't want to fall behind. We do have to keep an eye on China. We don't want a world run by Chinese communist values. We want one run by American values. That will be better for everybody. So the data centers, build them underground, build them on dilapidated brownfields, keep them by water. And I will tell you too, people have to realize when something comes in to a community that's that large and is going to consume that much energy, okay, they can't just drop this building in there by oversight or by, drop it in overnight and have this thing start to draw power from the grid. There is a very thorough and extensive process of feasibility study with the electric distribution company, which is your utility company, and the regional transmission organization, which is the grid. And for us, that's PJM. I mean, very, very intense and thorough feasibility studies on how it's even possible to source energy for something that large. And if it doesn't work with the infrastructure, guess what, folks? It's not going in. Okay, PJM will not allow it. So there's if people are worried about it, there's a check and balance there. But I think the geographics are important with this. We want to put it somewhere where either A, it's underground, we don't see it, B, it's on a dilapidated brownfield to spruce up our urban landscape that should never look so bad as dilapidation. And then you need to keep it by a water source and possibly emulate what some of the European countries are doing. They're putting these things underground and recapturing the heat for another source of energy production for them. So there's ways to do it smart with intelligently.
No, you're right, Justin. And Justin, he'll go on. We did a town hall together. He'll go on and on forever. This guy, he's like a walking encyclopedia. Catherine, I don't know if you're back on. I don't know if you want to drop off and come
I
back.
have Catherine on my phone. She can talk and hear you guys clear on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I basically did not hear anything anybody was saying. It was so strange. Everybody was talking at one time. It was very garbled. So what was said before, I don't know. But the subject is data centers, right? So in my town of Monroe Township, we're probably the closest town of possibly getting one. And did you say John Valentine was on the line?
No, he wasn't on the line. I know he's fighting it, and he's someone that could do something about it. He's a counselor, and I know he's been fighting. I know you guys cannot. That's out of your.
I know we can't, but because I live in Monroe Township, just a little quick what's going on. So right now, the Hexa Builders, who is building the data center, has filed a $300 million lawsuit against our town. So they had come in front of all the people that could fit into the courtroom, all the protesters and everything, and they had asked for a second use because they had filed for two warehouses. So one was going to be a warehouse, one was going to be a data center, and it would get approved for two uses. The first thing the lawyer said was, okay, we won't get approved for two uses, we'll just make it the data center, which was even worse. Right, so everybody's like, "Ooh, we're not going to win this." So, and that's how I felt. I felt like it was a done deal right away because all they have to do is change it to the data center. So right now it's going to be probably in litigation, even though I see probably everything being negotiated because a $300 million lawsuit is going to kill the taxpayers of Monroe. So it's a stay tuned to see what happens, and I think all the other towns in Gloucester County and probably the surrounding areas are watching to see what happens with our town at this point, because the residents don't want it there. As the commissioners, we're there to support them with the issue or whatever, but we cannot do anything to help them at this point. So we're just keeping an eye on what's going on. We're hoping for the best. Property values are going to drop. That's one of my issues right now because our taxes are so affordable, not affordable, that what are we going to do? Pay taxes on houses that are not worth what they're worth now? So there has to be some kind of give and take if this does come to fruition. There's got to be a plan B. So I had suggested that we talk about plan B and see what's going to happen. But in the meantime, it's something, there's not one good thing I can even name for a data center to be here. So, and we have told the people in Monroe that the three of us, Falcone, McCormick, and Cartier, are there for support, and that's all we can do at this point.
All right. So, Blake, I'm going to go to you next. Well, actually, I want to ask you a question. Can Republicans win in New Jersey? We got walloped in November, and everyone thought Jack had a really good shot. A lot more. He got 100,000 more votes than he did last time he ran. But then Mikey Sherrill got 500,000 more than him. So I don't know if there's more voters came out, which I believe so, and they did find some illegals that voted. That just came out, and say just for my district, there's 130,000 roughly registered Republicans. There's 240,000 registered Democrats, but there's roughly 210,000, I believe, registered independents. Is it possible for Republicans to win in New Jersey?
I think it is very much possible. I think it depends on the messaging and what you're trying to tell people. Look, at the end of the day, Republican, Democrat, Independent, we're all Americans. We're all people of New Jersey, regardless. And yes, do we differ on things such as abortion or our president or gun laws? Yes, but there's a lot of things that we can agree on, such as it's getting too expensive here in New Jersey. You can't retire here in New Jersey. Healthcare is getting too expensive. Like, honestly, everything. If you just look at the dollar, that's the main thing that will unite everybody together. As far as 2025 is concerned, I'm actually really glad that you brought that up, because let's be honest with ourselves. And when I was at Paul Knitra's rally up in Trenton, New Jersey, I said this in my speech, and I'm going to say it again. What had happened last year for the Democrats was a Hail Mary. It was not a blue wave. And what do I mean by that? Everyone, for some reason, seems to forget what happened right before the election. We had the shutdown. What was one of the things that the media was going on about? Food stamps are not going to get renewed. There were reports that Mikey Sherrill sent out text messages and email blasts and things like that in Spanish, telling people that if they don't go out and vote, that they're going to lose their food stamps and stuff like that. And you can see it across the board, because this was one of the biggest, highest turnout elections during a gubernatorial year. In my town alone, you saw a increase in exactly 999 people that turned out from 2021 to 2025. Jack, actually, in my town, funny enough, got 200 more votes than he did back in 21. Yet she got close to 900 more votes than Phil Murphy. So I don't believe 1 minute that they have the momentum. I really don't believe that. The only thing that they can do is they can try to create false narratives to make their people come out. But I even saw right before this started. Sometimes I like to go on r/New Jersey on Reddit, because there's a lot of progressives obviously on that website. You'll read the comment section, and for what I'm seeing, they're even sick of Mikey Sherrill. So what's that going to say about the turnout come this election season? Are the progressives and the Democrats going to turn out for are they going to turn out for Cory Booker? Are they going to turn out for Donald Norcross like they did in the past elections, or do they feel defeated because they got their girl in there and she's not doing anything according to them? So there's a lot of different factors you got to keep in mind.
Damon, can I speak to his point?
Sure, go ahead. Have at it.
Two things. The Democrats are telling everybody that if Barbara, or let me just say Falcone, McCormick, and Cartier win, that all Democrats that work in the county are being fired. And that is so not true, because that's how Democrats operate. You have to be a Democrat to work at the county. We don't care what party you're affiliated with, as long as you have the experience, you have the common sense, and you can bring value to the table to rescuing Gloucester County. To his point also, before the governor election, I was at a nonprofit event right before the governor election. And with my own ears, I can say it with 100% certainty. Norcross got on stage at this nonprofit event I was at and said, these people that were primarily senior citizens, some of them were World War II veterans, they were Vietnam veterans. And he said on that stage, with passion and with conviction, that if you vote for Jack Chitterelli, you are putting blacks back on the plantation. And people applauded and cheered. And I wanted to vomit, because nobody is ever going to put blacks on the plantation. So to his point, they run on fear, they run on lies, and they run on mudslinging. They have zero merit. This panel has merit to bring. And we need to keep that message strong. He is accurate. Cheers to you right now.
Thank you, Martino.
You're welcome.
It's a good point. Guys, we're coming up to close to the end. We have 2 small segments left, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll go into that.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up. Because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. But America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. The New Jersey State House Watch, hosted by Jack Brangan and Constance Detzel. APN's The Pulse is moderated by either Alexandra, Damon, Elena, or Seth. Also tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X, Rumble, Truth Social, Parler, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Join the revolution because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
Thank you, everyone that is still tuned in. I love that part, faith, family, freedom, and truth. That is why we, we'll take the wrong title, a little bit of everything. So our producer can swap that out. It's the wrong segment title. It must have been from last show. But this is about the America's Pulse Network. And the reason why we started this, there it goes, uniting the red, white, and blue APN's goal. So the goal is other Damon, the producer, the man behind the curtain, and the other 2 podcasters, Alexandra and Seth, when we got together and we wanted to start this thing, I said it before, I thought media could be more powerful than politics, politicians, I would say. Because where does everyone get their news from? They come home, they watch TV, they put on CNN, they put on MSNBC, or even Fox or Newsmax, whatever. It depends. But they're all biased in a way. Most of them are biased, towards Democrats. And Republicans don't get a fair shake. So obviously we are, I would say, biased on the APN, on at least on my show, on the Jersey Shore podcast, because I'm a Republican and I think I'm just biased towards common sense. And that's what it is. And all you guys are running for office. And it was the most important thing for all of us is to set up a platform where people can come on and share the reasons why they're running and put their platform out there and say, hey, listen, I'm doing this for this. I'm a regular person. Martino, I own a business and all everything that you do, but you're still doing this. Blake, same for you as well. And Katherine, same for you as well. Justin, you're a lawyer and you have a job. Everyone has a full-time job, and I have a full-time job and I have 2 kids, but the whole reason is to let people see what the America's Pulse Network is about, so we can hear why regular people want to change the state in this country, and that's what we're doing. So you guys, we'll just go around the room real quick. Justin, I'll go with you. You want to give a final closeout, because we're going to do the loser and the Patriot of the Week award after the next break. So it'll be a quick segment, and that's a quick segment afterwards. So Justin, have at it. Where can people find you? Tell them.
Well, number of any platform, but basically our website, which has links to all of our other social media platforms. It's Jersey Justin 4 Senate.org. Jersey Justin for Senate.org or jerseyjustinforsenate@gmail.com. Love to hear from people. This campaign will be grassroots from the ground up. Only way we can win.
So, all right, Kathleen. Katherine. I'm sorry, I said Kathleen. I apologize.
Hi. So we have our Facebook page, McCormick and Cartier. So to come. So that's the one place where you can find us. Other than that, right now, I guess the different places as far as like Williamstown Republicans from Monroe, you'll see Washington County Republicans, all the different events, and we try to get around to, we have 24 municipalities that will be visiting and supporting and going from now till November 3rd. What we do need is the Republicans to vote early, show up on November 3rd. I believe the affiliates and a lot of Democrats that are dissatisfied with the status quo are going to come over and vote red, because it's the only way it's going to happen and be able to stay in New Jersey and not leave and go to Florida and be able to afford this state is to vote red, and that's what we're looking to do this campaign season.
All right. Nice.
Martino, my partner there.
I just keep telling everybody, if you always do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you've always got. Look how that worked for New York. Look how it's working for Jersey. It doesn't work. So, like, set a reminder in your calendar. November sounds far away, but it's not. Set a reminder. Tell your friends and family. We should not be living in a county, Gloucester County, that's the 24th highest in an entire country with 3,100. It's insanity. You can be a part of the change. If you have questions for Falcone, McCormick, or Cartier, you can shoot an email to martino@martinocartier.com. I check them myself multiple times a day, on the hour, every hour. On a side note, if you or someone you know is battling cancer, we're here to help everyone. Go to wigsandwishes.org. But I really do hope that people take this seriously. You know what a commissioner is now. Get up and vote. Be the difference. Enough is enough. Remember, we have a county with a warden with no jail. Where does it end?
All right, Blake, I'll go to you next.
If you'd like to learn more about the Belmar Republican Organization, we do have a website, www.belmarrepublicans.com. As far as our candidates are concerned, our local candidates, myself, George Kaufman, and Bonnie McGuckin, we will be having a website being uploaded very soon. But for now, if you want to reach out to us, you can reach us out to us directly at our Facebook page at facebook.com/Belmar's Transparent Leadership.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
And just before, we'll take another quick break, and then there'll be a quick segment afterwards. We're going to do the loser and the Patriot of the Week award. Usually pick people, but my producer has something else in mind. I don't know what he's doing, but I did want to say Hillary Herzog, who's running for Congress. She has a fundraiser coming up June 17th. I will send it out. I'll put it out on. I put it on my Facebook page. I send it out to everyone. So if anyone who's watching can make it there, Hillary Herzog, she won the primary, and she's a great lady. She was on the podcast before, so you'll see it on my Facebook page. So go check it out. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll go through this last quick segment.
Hey, it's great to be on with you. This is a great podcast. It's a lot of fun, and it's informative, and it's real information. It's none of the frills and none of the nonsense that you hear on the legacy media, just telling the story of what's happening right now. It's what I do with my newsletter that I get out to anybody who wants to see it. It's what you're doing with this podcast. America needs to know what the real deal is, and you're the real deal.
That was nice.
Always got to thank Jeff for that, man. He's the man, Jeff Andrew, Congressman Jeff Andrew. He's awesome, great guy. So he's running again to keep his seat. I'm sure he will win. So, and I'll have Jeff on again shortly. But so we'll go into the Patriot and the loser of the week award. It's a little different. Usually I pick a person, but we did it differently this time. So.
The Jersey Shore Podcast presents the Patriot Award, and it goes to America's Pulse Network.
So I figure we have to get to the APN because we're growing pretty big. So we're getting there, and a lot more people are coming on. It's been great. So I figured I'd give it to our network. So we'll go to the loser of the week award, and I don't know who knows this guy. Let's go with loser of the week. This is my producer's idea.
The Jersey Shore podcast is announcing the recipient of our latest Loser Award. This award goes to the write-in candidates.
Losers! 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 Oh, shut up!
I didn't know.
Where did you get that from? What movie is that from?
That's from South Park. Yeah, so I didn't know what he was going to do with that, but he's like, I didn't have a primary, Ken. That's nobody primared me. People that were going to run dropped out. So my producer, our great producer, Damon, he said, "Well, you beat that writing guy." He's like, "He's on every ballot." I said, "The writing guy," and I was like, "All right, well, if you want to do something," I said, "Let's give the writing guy or girl, whatever, the loser of the league award." So, just trying to have fun with it. But
That was fun.
yeah. So, all right, everyone. My dog just walked in, and can you be more quiet? He's drinking his water. So, but thank you very much for coming on tonight. And again, I want to say we're going to have a virtual fundraiser next Monday. So, anybody call them, let them know. I'm going to promote the heck out of it. My good friend Steve DiOrio is going to promote the heck out of it as well on 92.1, this radio show. I know Barry Sable, 1210, will promote the heck out of it as well. So we're going to get people to come in. We figured it out. The first time we did it, we had to figure out how to do it because it's a podcast. How do you call into a podcast? But what we did was we shared the link with everybody, and they would come in the green room like all you guys did, but they would be audio only. So if they want to ask a question, whatever, that's what they would do. And most people just donated. Some people jumped on and they asked the question, and then they went on and they donated. You could see it pop up on the screen. But hey, we got to try to do it somehow. So what do you got there, Martino?
Now, me and Catherine we're just cutting it up because she's on through my phone, and we're the most attractive of the bunch. We're not technically savvy, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, Justin. You do from here up. You definitely beat me.
I'm definitely not technically savvy.
Then we're
but all right, again.
What am I, chopped liver?
Well, I mean, you don't have as great hair as Justin.
What are you talking about?
Well, Katherine,
hey man, yeah.
He's got to get the phone closer. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm close.
So what were you saying? I couldn't hear you.
Catherine, speak up.
All I said was I'm sitting next to Martino on the next podcast, and because he lives in the next town over, so we're close.
Okay.
You'll be able
All
to
right.
hear me.
There we go. All right, everybody. Listen, again, thank you so much for joining. We will see you next week, Justin, Martino.
Absolutely.
Blake.
All right, everyone. We'll be in
guys,
touch soon.
appreciate you having me on.
So,
Thank you.
and Barbara, even
Thank
if she's
everyone.
watching today's game.
We're rooting for all of you together.
So,
Rooting for you guys, especially. We need some wins down in Gloucester County. It helps us up here. So
We win. We win up and down the state, up and down the slate.
Amen
Absolutely.
to that.
all right, signing off, guys.
Thank you soon. Thank you.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon Galdo. And I'm just getting started. Job site dust to the streets of the shore. Steel-toed boots, yeah, I know what I'm working for. Middle class hurting, every bill going up. While suits in D.C. say, man, just trust us. I'm a builder by trade, put my sweat in the ground. Now I'm building up hope for my hometown. Jersey's my home, blue-collar soul. I don't make excuses, I get it done, that's all I know. I felt the pressure, I've lived that grind, trying to give your kids a better life. I won't forget where I came from, man, cause I'm built by work. I'm built by keeps drowning in the same old pain. I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah. Donald Norcross been there year after year. Same old story while the struggle's still here. Claims he's for workers, but look around town. Rent sky high, grocery bills breaking us down. Where's the relief for the middle class grind? Cause all I see is folks falling behind. I ain't got decades in some DC chair. I got skin in the game, cause my family's here. Time, they had their shot. And tell me, Jersey, what have we got? It's time for change, time for a stand, time for a work, and not another plan. Not another plan, not another plan. Yeah! I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not some suit who sold you fantasy. We waited long enough, it's time to demand a future built by honest hands. For Jersey strong, for this great land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah, this ain't left, this ain't right. This is fight for what's right. For every mom working double shifts, every dad praying they don't miss. I'm running for my kids, running for yours, for a state that deserves so much more. Not talk, that's the plan. Let's build it back with a working man. For our children's dreams, for a better way. I'll fight for Jersey every day. No empty words, I'll take the stand. Cause I'm built by work. Yeah, I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. While the old guard keeps playing the same old game. But we're done with waiting, done with excuses. It's time for a man who knows how to do this. I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon Galdo, built by working hands. New Jersey 1st District. If you're tired of the talk and ready for work, walk with me. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Make the crowd chant with no music.
The Hammer thanks you for watching tonight's Jersey Shore podcast. See you at the next packed show, from breaking news to topics that will keep you informed. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the Hammer talked about, then share the Jersey Shore podcast to others. Damon also looks forward to seeing you on the next episode.